Welcome, it's denome. In today's market update, I will show you the catalyst that might take Bitcoin up from this current formation where we have been for the last 2 weeks. And I will share you obviously the fundamentals of Bitcoin. I will talk about altcoins because our altcoin bets have done very, very well. So if you have been following me, you should be up 30% on your altcoin positions right about now if you have taken my positions as well. And we will talk about the news, we will talk about fundamentals, obviously. And there's one very, very annoying thing, which is that one of the fundamental analysis that I have used before turns out to be false. So I will share you that information as well. So let's actually start with the catalyst that might take Bitcoin up from this channel. And the catalyst is RFK Jr. So RFK Jr. is a presidential election and he's running as an independent, but the Democrats have tried to block him from entering the ballot, blocked him from basically entering the debates with Trump and Kamala Harris. And now RFK Jr. is going to have a speech with the path forward on Friday, which is in less than 24 hours or less than 12 hours actually. And the rumors has it that he might drop out and endorse Trump. If that will happen, I think that's going to be a bullish event and knock the price of Bitcoin over to the bull side. And the reason is that Trump is most likely going to be the candidate that pushes markets to the upside. And why is Trump bullish? Why is Kamala Harris bearish? The reason is that Trump wants to cut down the corporate taxes down to 15% from the current 21%. And Kamala Harris, on the other hand, wants to increase the taxes from 21 to 28. So you can imagine a huge difference between these two candidates and their tax policies. Trump wants to print more money, he wants to lower the price of energy, and he wants to give tax cuts to everybody, whereas Kamala Harris wants to print more money and increase taxes, which will cut the profits of companies. And as the profits of companies are cut, that means that the stock market might actually crash from that. So that's why basically from an investor standpoint, Trump is good and Kamala Harris is bad. It's not that black and white, but I do think that many people will think this way. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think this might be the catalyst that finally knocks Bitcoin to the upside here, if that happens. On the other hand, if it doesn't happen, we don't get the endorsement, maybe the expectations that Kamala Harris will win might tilt the markets to the downside. And when we take a look at the S&P 500, which is a very good gauge on the market condition, we are seeing something very, very interesting. So we were looking at this wedge and we fell below the wedge. Now we are basically retouching the bottom side of the wedge once again. And as you can see, the price just fails to actually break to the upside here. When we take a look at the 4-hour view, we are getting some bearish divergences. We did get a bullish divergence as well, but as you can see, that has been taken out by this huge red wick to the downside. So let's see how things continue from here. But in my opinion, this looks like it wants to go down, and that might actually take Bitcoin down with it. But it's not all bearish, it's not doom and gloom. We do have bullish news on the background. So when we take a look at Grayscale, they are now launching a new investment fund for AVAX token. So they are increasing their crypto portfolio, and this is pretty bullish for the whole altcoin market, in my opinion, as well. And here you can see some of their other funds. So they are investing in Mana, in decentralized finance, DeFi. They have Filecoin Trust, they have Digital Large Cap Fund, Chainlink Trust, Bitcoin Cash Trust, Basic Attention Token Trust, some other ones. So they are investing in not just Bitcoin and Ethereum, but in other altcoins as well. So when they increase that or diversify that portfolio, obviously that should be good for other altcoins as well. Next, we do have the previous CEO of Binance, Changpeng Zhao, has now been basically moved over, and he will be released in September. I don't know the date actually when he will be sent, 38 days. So late September he will be released from what I'm getting from here, September 29th. That's very nice. And when he starts tweeting again, I think that will be bullish for altcoin markets. Before that, we might see a crash or we might just go to the upside. But all in all, this is, in my opinion, another bullish event coming to crypto as well. Next, and this is the annoying thing, when we take a look at this piece of news, crypto OTC desks now hold over $22 billion in Bitcoin. And this is actually a bearish news, and they are referencing Crypto Quant. So you can actually find the chart here on Crypto Quant. I have taken it up for you guys. And this, when you take a look at the shape of it, this is actually a little bit bearish. Because as you can see, OTC desks have been accumulating Bitcoin according to this chart. So they went from 190,000 Bitcoin to now 360,000 Bitcoin, 370,000 Bitcoin, which means that they have accumulated close to 200,000 Bitcoin in their OTC desks, basically getting ready to dump it on the market. And usually when this grows, you can see it is followed up with a market crash. It doesn't happen always. So in 2016, you can see that the OTC desk balances were increasing, then they were decreasing, but all this time the markets actually continued to go to the upside. There were some dumps here and here, but the overall shape of the market continued to go to the upside. So this is not like end all be all indicator that markets will crash, but this is getting a little bit worrying. But here's the annoying part. The annoying part is this chart, which shows the balance on accumulation addresses. And the annoying part here is that I've been talking about the accumulation of Bitcoin, that old wallets are accumulating Bitcoin, whales are accumulating Bitcoin. And when I've been looking at this chart here for the past month, I've been noticing that the total balance is always the exact same number. So the total balance is always $2.93 million or $2.95 million. And the most recent number is always the exact same number. Meanwhile, the actual shape of this chart never changes, which means that this whole data is absolute garbage. And I hate to say that because that takes my credibility away. I hate to share it that this is the case. I would like to trust these numbers. But now that I've seen this, you can see according to this, there's always accumulation every single day. But if you go back to my market updates, the number has always been the same. And now that I've noticed this, it kind of takes my credibility for Crypto Quant way down the drain. I don't know how much I can trust these numbers anymore. So this is very annoying, as you can probably understand. And I don't know how to express my frustration other than this shouldn't be the case. They have the data and they should be the masters of on-chain data, and their data is absolute garbage. I don't understand why this is the case, but it is what it is. I currently don't know what the hell are these accumulation addresses, but I still believe that the numbers on santiment.com santiment.net are at least okay. And here, unfortunately, we get another bearish signals. So let me show you. These are the Bitcoin supply distribution based on wallet sizes. So we're looking at wallets which have 0 to 1 Bitcoin, 1 to 100 Bitcoin, 100 to 1000 Bitcoin, and then 1000 to 10,000 Bitcoin inside them. So when we take a look at these wallets, you can see that retail investors have been accumulating Bitcoin for the last week. Meanwhile, 100 to 1000 Bitcoin holders have gone sideways. The 1000 to 10,000 Bitcoin holders have gone up actually. But as you can see, for the last day, these have actually sold Bitcoin already. And this is a little bit worrying. Maybe this trend will continue and they will sell more Bitcoin. But here, take a look at this one. The 1 to 100 Bitcoin holders have been selling here this time. So currently, I cannot say that we're seeing actually accumulation of Bitcoin. When we take a look at the Ethereum Bitcoin ETFs, there's absolutely not any significant amounts of accumulation. These are basically going sideways, not showing any increasing demand for Bitcoin. At the same time, when we take a look at Ethereum, the Ethereum ETFs have the same exact number, once again 2.3%, no accumulation, no selling, just basically waiting out at the moment. So that's not great. When we take a look at the supply held by miners, they are not selling yet, but as you can see, the accumulation has currently ended. And this is a little bit bearish for Ethereum. We are seeing 300,000 Ethereum being moved by old wallets. So wallets that haven't moved Ethereum for over a year, suddenly in the last 24 hours have moved 300,000 Ethereum. And sometimes these spikes are showing a local top. Sometimes, however, they show a local bottom. But usually during a bottom time, you don't see any spikes. Usually it's nearby the top where you see old money basically transferring the Ethereum, and the same goes for Bitcoin. The good thing here is that Bitcoin does not show old money transferring their wealth at the moment. So old money is still not selling, at least. So this is still good. But when I take all of these things into consideration, I do have to basically be a little bit more cautious than what I was before, because now I cannot 100% believe the accumulation numbers from crypto quant. We are basically seeing another topping off in the traditional markets. We don't know if the RFK will give an endorsement for Trump or not, but we are still inside this channel here. So what I've said before basically still applies, that as long as we are still inside this channel, it should be bullish because this is a bullish formation. But if we fall below, let's say, $59,000 again, I think we are headed for another retouch of the lows here. That's just the shape of the structure here, and that would basically coincide with everything. And the real hype starts to become when we get closer to the US elections in November. And the big tipping point for who will win, Trump or Kamala Harris, will eventually be when they will have the debate. I think Donald Trump will just win the debate easy peasy, and then it will be clear who will win the election. But until then, markets may have actually one leg to the downside before we see a good recovery. However, if we see the endorsement by the RFK Jr., the markets may actually just rally afterwards. Donald Trump is the pro-crypto president, and you have to remember that he has already announced that if he gets to be the president, he will buy 1 million Bitcoin for United States government, and he will hold it for 20 years. So if Donald Trump becomes the president, it will be absolute Valhalla for the Bitcoin and crypto prices. So that's why I think the prices will go up if RFK Jr. will give the endorsement for Donald Trump. But until then, we are still in this no man's land basically. I'm still bullish, but if we flip down here, I will be bearish. Now let's end this video with talking about altcoins. So as you can see on the top of the list, when I basically highlight my favorite altcoins based on the last moves, you can see Doji here. I shared Doji on X. If you go back to my X, I don't have it ready here, but it's there. Doji is up 90% in the last 7 days. Matic, this is what I've been talking about for you guys, 32% to the upside. Absolutely beautiful. This is exactly what was supposed to happen. And even LDO is pretty high up here. So LDO is up 17%, where we got it at $1.06. Very, very beautiful to see. Some of the other altcoins are not up as much as these coins that I have been talking about on this channel. So congratulations if you made the very beautiful gains. If you have made some gains, make sure to take some profits out. T-Fuel is up only 7% so far. Not the worst, not the best. I bought it at 0.056, so that was not as good yet. I still hope much higher numbers for T-Fuel going into the future. And I do want to show you this, that on Matic USD, we have had the breakout here from this previous structure. So we came down from $1.3 and we have finally broken out from the bearish trend. And now we're basically looking at this resistance area here. So I do think we might go down for a while, then we go to the upside again. So if you're looking to get into Matic, the best time would have been this breakout, but I think you will have another chance to get into Matic if you want to get on that action. Matic will change its name, so Matic will cease to exist on September 4th. Then it will be called POL token, POL token, representing the Polygon, which is the actual name. So I think some people might sell the news on September 4th, and after September 4th, you might pick up the token at a little bit cheaper, perhaps. So all in all, very, very nice move from Matic and from Doji and LDO. I'm quite happy for those. So that's basically all I had for today's market update. Let's see, I will make another update maybe over the weekend after the RFK speech, or maybe on Monday. Let's see how things continue. But I hope you like this update, and good luck on your trades, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks and bye bye.